Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are going to be covering the new Housewives of New York. This is their season finale. I think it's like episode 15 or something. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe, and you can leave your comments below. This show this episode is a doozy. And for anyone that has any triggers in revolving any type of SA, any type of form of abuse, just to let you know this is happening if you choose to stay on. I'm still going to try to be amongst the YouTube guidelines and not say certain things anyways. Y'all may not like what I have to say because I had a group of people trying to help me to understand what was going on, but no, we're not. I hate what happened. The big battle was between Brynn and Ubah. Brynn and Ubah been going at it, since episode 2 or so. But what happened in this episode, oh my. From it did affect me. I was really overwhelmed mentally and emotionally seeing what was happening. So anyways, we're going to get into it real fast. It starts off the episode, and it's not that much. Sai, Aaron, Jessel, and Brynn eventually joins in because the three mean girls are at it again as far as talking about Jessel or whatever. I did not watch the former episodes. I did see clips, but I know that Jessel got into it with Aaron for a few minutes, but it's the talk that they were having on this during when they were sitting on the patio or whatever. So Aaron was trying to exempt herself even though she was saying stuff too. And Sai was saying at least that in the confessionals. I didn't hear her say anything to her face. But Sai was like, Aaron's always the one that's trying to opt herself out of stuff when she's really a part of the mess. So anyways, Sai got to tell Jessel how she feels about Pavitt. Pavitt says nothing to me. Nothing. And I just don't really appreciate that. I don't like that he called me a bitch and bipolar. And now we're getting that this season, well, I was just dealing with that with my mother and she has bipolarism and I just can't. The one thing I can't stand, you shut down. You say all this stuff offends you. We now find out that you have some trauma to certain things that have been said and somehow it's the other person's fault. They did not know that. But Sai, you said earlier this season, I'm going to ignore Pavitt. That's what you said. I don't like that he got into women's business. But you women, you specifically, I'll talk about you, brought Pavitt into women's business. You were the one that insinuated that he was having sex. He's a sex tourist. I think that's how Jessel put it. Like, I don't understand how you think that he was going to treat you. I don't understand why he would want to talk to you. You have not wanted to make it right with him. Let somebody say something about David. Let's see what happens. Because David is such the best man in the world. I know that you would flip out like crazy if somebody talked about your husband. So you got what you got. Nobody knows about your mama's bipolarism. And I'm like this way because I don't know how to be sensitive towards that. You play these games and then you get hit after being dangerous with your words. So who cares? Who cares? You apologize to him and then maybe he'll apologize to you. But because of stuff that was brought back to him because of the women, he gave his feedback and now you're at the place that you're at. And all I can say is who cares? So she needed comfort and hugging and all. Brynn started jumping in. Of course they're going to hurry up and defend their little group posse because she was like, well, I can't make him say hello. And then Brynn's like, you can make him apologize. No, hopefully she know. especially after how you did her this season. I see in the reunion, Jessel's gonna really go after her. So anyways, somehow the group gets together and they want to splain Uba. How can I say this? Slut splain Uba. Don't say that. And Uba and all that was like, look, I didn't say what she trying to say that I said, that she was sucking to get a job. That's not what I said. And they keep rolling back the footage. Maybe she possibly had slept with someone to get a job, blah, 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 or get this job, as far as a Bravo. Brynn comes back in. She's like, well, you did say, sucker. And she said, no, I did not. Da, 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 da. So then Brynn and Uba, they get by themselves. And look, she says, look, I apologize for whatever I said. And Brynn said, what did you say? You said that I suck. And Uba said no. So then Brynn tried to put it back on her. Well, she didn't really have a genuine apology for this. So I don't accept it. I don't. So they go back inside, start arguing again. Uba goes off all by herself to do whatever. Aaron's not in the room. The other ladies are in the room together, and then all of a sudden, Brynn says that I suck. Wait until my children find out that this is out there, that I suck to get a job and all that. She knew. She started hyperventilating. She knew because she knew about my RAPE. So I don't know why she would do this to me. I don't know why. And then the ladies start hugging her, and they are totally like, what? She says, well, I've been going to SA classes, or whatever you want to call it, group meetings and all of that. She knew that. So at this point, a lot of the women had a thought towards Uba. Like, what? She would actually do that? Like, who said that she couldn't even look at Uba? Was it Raquel or Jenna who couldn't look at her? I think they had gone back into the kitchen at the time. I may have kind of misconstrued the timeline, because they probably tried. No, it wasn't them. It was basically almost at the end of filming. Aaron comes into the kitchen area and sees Jenna crying. And she's like, what? What's going on? Like, Brynn says that Uba knew that she was RAPE'd. It's like, what? So they bring Brynn back in there. Yeah, she knew. So then the cameras were done. They were done filming and all that. I said, oh my. Jessel, who is the savior of the night, goes to Uba and says, hey, you were saying all this stuff, but did you know that Brynn is saying that you know that she was RAPE? Next thing you know, the cameras caught Uba screaming so loud out of terror, like, what? I did not know that. When did she tell me that? And she exploded, as I would too. She comes out of the room. She goes into Raquel and Jenna where they're at in the room, and she says that I knew about the rape. She is lying. I swear upon Allah. I think we got this from Raquel. May he strike down my first child if I knew this and was trying to weaponize that against her. So she's around the house. She probably finds Brynn, and Brynn's like, I knew about that? I didn't know about that. You are lying. Like, if Uba had attacked her, I don't care. I'm not being politically correct today. I don't care. If she would have stomped her to the ground, it would have been cool. And Brynn was like, yes, you did. You did know. Oh. And they had to really separate the girls at this point. The other women with Brynn were in the room together. And I guess it probably an hour or so later, they confessed that Brynn said, well, maybe she didn't clock it. Because what she said is that she was at BravoCon and a family member was going to unalive themselves. And then she said that she went off into this rant to Uba about why these things keep happening to me. And I mentioned the RAPE then. Because it's like, what were the actions after you said that, Brynn? And maybe because of all the crap that you were rattling off. But there is a scene Thank God, during the season where she's talking with her brother and says, "You're the only one I've told. I'm not ready to tell anyone else. You're the only one that makes me feel safe." So you ended up telling Uba at BravoCon. That don't make sense. At that point, everybody was like, "What the F?" They let Bryn get out of the room. Then how Sai puts it, as after she laid this bomb, she comes in, "Hello," trying to feel where people are, and people aren't really feeling her like that. And I think they're trying to pretend in her face, like, what did you just do? Why did you just... That means that you actually lied on this girl. And I'm just taken aback by that. Again, if it wasn't for Jessel, everyone would have ganged up on Uba and blamed her for everything. The next morning, I guess Bryn had to leave, or no, Uba and Jessel, they went someplace else. Bryn is just sitting on the couches with producers, like nothing's happened, and she says, I'm just gonna go. So she got her own flight back. Everyone's hugging her, and they feel like, does she not know what just happened last night? So all the other women, they sat out on the patio area. Uba comes in, and Erin is the first one. When she sees Uba, she starts crying. She gets up and hugs her and says, "I'm so sorry for what happened. I'm sorry for even the blame being on you and all that." So Uba starts to explain, like, you three, I think it was Jenna, Sai, and I don't know what Sai, Jenna, Raquel, and someone else, you were siding with her in regards to that. I would never do that. At that point, Rebecca said, "No, we don't believe it. We don't believe it. We don't believe it." But there's been no apology. Bryn has serious problems. I understand her trauma, but we're not going to talk about her trauma. She is dangerous. She could have ruined everything for Uba. She's manipulative. And obviously she's been playing this game, not just a reality TV game, of twisting stories. And it was quite crazy. And I would never trust that ever again. She doesn't even know what she's done is wrong. She ended up putting out, that she bought this article in Rolling Stone. She put out this article the day after the episode ran, and people, of course, put it on there. She's saying, I'm very cool with Jenna and Erin. They're like my sisters. Sai, we got to work on a relationship. Ooh, but it is what it is. So then, thank God, Erin says, "No, we are not close. We have not talked in forever. You talked to Abe," because she did say, I do talk with Abe too. She only talked to Abe to apologize for that phone call that they had during the season. They were doing this type of sex talk. Erin was there, of course, but it was just kind of like, ugh. And that's when Uba pulled the plug on that, like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this with your husband and with her? And then she said, "Abe, we are on the phone and we're hearing all of this. Just to let you know that. Y'all thinking this stuff is fun, but all it is just perverted." So anyways, Erin said, no, we're not there. We're not in that place. And I'm glad Erin stood for it, because I needed to know where these white women really stood in this whole situation. Obviously, things didn't go that great at the reunion for Britt. She's doing PR, and she's damage control because she knows it's off. First, she started with the whole angry black woman. That's been the theme that the producers and her have been on, along with some of the cast. Do I feel like Uba was doing too much? Yeah, I also feel like she's been provoked to just respond certain ways. But we get this white presenting biracial woman telling a dark-skinned woman how she needs to behave. But somehow we're supposed to continue on allowing you to be this sexual innuendo being, acting like you're so hypersexual. Every conversation, everything deals with sex. And people were trying to correct me about that. Well, she's probably been through I know that, duh. And I don't believe the RAPE was the first time 3 years ago that she's been assaulted. I've been just sitting low on this because, I mean, she needs to acknowledge this. I believe that she's had a lifetime of it, and she's created this character to cope. At the same time, she's a dangerous woman. Now that she's grown up, and we don't know how manipulative she's been all of these years, but she says that she only has her brother. So that, I mean, that could mean two things. Either they painted you out to be the villain because possibly you spoke up about some stuff that happened to you, or you are just that manipulative to people and you do dangerous things to other people. I'm glad I got this off my chest. I don't like what you did, Bryn. I hate it. And you really need to be dragged into the street and stomped on. Yes, I said it. Y'all can cancel me or whatever because you do things and then everybody's just so, oh, we got to understand her traumas. We get it. And I think we would all be there for you. But there's more extra stuff that comes with you and your traumas. And you can't be trusted. You should not be a part of this group. You need intensive therapy. And these support groups, whatever. Get some insurance, get you a therapist, and get on a couch. And stay there. Because you need it. And you need to come to the truth about your own self. I'm sorry, Uba, that happened to you. In some ways, I'm sorry for how I have thought about you during this season, because obviously it's been a lot of manipulation against you to make you to be a certain way. And did y'all notice Eric, you know, the producer that started out at Atlanta, that sucks, was on Potomac, that Candace had to call out when all this crap was coming out that Giselle was saying about Chris. Now he's over there on New York. Like, I wish Bravo had given us some type of trigger warning. It's just like Bryn said it, and then all of a sudden, if you have been RAPE, y'all been in reality for too long to be insensitive to your audience. Y'all kept it under wraps. We had no clue what was happening. Bryn, for your actions, you are trash. And I don't want anything to do with you. I hope you don't come back. But you are white presenting biracial. You are the sex kitten that's able to seduce people by your words and how you act. So, would it shock me if they kept you? No. But I hope that you are fired. You don't need, no. This is a friend social group. Nobody wants that around where you're trying to say this person was trying to weaponize your incident. And she didn't. She didn't even know. So, I didn't even know if I was going to look at the reunion, but now I am. The ladies look amazing in their garments. They look very well. I don't have any complaints about. Probably Jenna is very controversial, and I don't know what to think about that. You know, but other than that, I'm glad I did, again, get this off my chest because it's been on me for a while, and I hate what I had to watch. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Share your thoughts. That's all I'm going to say. Like this video, and until next one, peace.